Phasor diagrams in transformer. Phasor diagrams. For ideal transformer, what is the? So all of you draw the phasor diagram for ideal transformer. For ideal transformer. So you know well. So this called magnetic flux in a transformer winding. In a transformer core, this is called magnetizing flux. Am I right or not? Okay, this is the magnetizing flux in a transformer core. So this is called magnetizing flux, and this magnetizing flux in phase with magnetizing current I mu also, you know well. Magnetizing current that is called I mu. Am I right or not? Okay, this is called magnetizing current in phase with the magnetizing flux in a transformer. Okay, this magnetizing current lags the supply voltage V1 by 90 degrees. Am I right or not? The magnetizing current in a transformer so lags the supply voltage by 90 degrees. Am I right or not? That is called supply voltage is called V1. Am I right or not? Supply voltage is called V1. Am I right? So exactly. So the transformer winding is an inductive nature. No? So that's why it exactly lags the supply voltage by 90 degrees. So this is called 90 degrees in transformer winding. So the magnetizing current lags the supply voltage by 90 degrees. So that's why like this. Okay. And you know well, this EMF induced in the transformer winding exactly opposite to the exactly phase opposition EMF E1 and E2. EMF E1 and E2 are exactly phase opposition. Okay, this called E1. So E1 are is equal to E2 and also is equal to V2. So the magnitude is different. Magnitude is only different. That is called V2. Okay. Thus V2 is equal to E2 is equal to E1 because of this E1, E2 are both are in a same transformer core material. That's why this magnitude is different. So here E1, here maybe E1 and here E2. So magnitudes are different. That is called step up and step down based on that the E1, E2 also. But these two are both are in phase. Both are in phase. This is for ideal transformer. Okay. So under ideal transformer, so there is no wattful component here. So there is no wattful component that is called the transformer winding. So this is called winding resistance at the transformer primary side. It's called transformer primary side. So winding is generally we are using winding primary and secondary side. So this is called transformer. Okay. So this winding resistance of the transformer winding is equal to 0 for ideally. Winding resistance of the transformer winding is equal to 0. That's why. So this wattful component so is equal to 0. The current drawn from the supply that's why ideally is equal to 0 because of winding resistance. So is equal to 0. So the magnetizing component also I mu also very less in a transformer. Okay, for ideal transformer. Okay, this magnetizing flux is magnetizing current is very less in a transformer for ideal transformer. Okay, then so practical transformer under no load condition. So no load phasor diagram of the transformer. So no load phasor diagram. No load phasor diagram. No load phasor diagram of the transformer. So no load phasor diagram means the load. This is the transformer. For example, this is the transformer. So this is the transformer core. Okay, this is the transformer core. So transformer core means this is the winding. This is the winding. Okay. So this is the supply voltage V1 or this is called current I and this is called secondary side of the transformer. That may be step up or step down. Okay. Under no load condition, for example, this is the switch. Okay. This is the switch. This is connected as a load. Okay. This is called a load. Okay, if the switch is open, okay, that means under open condition, the current drawn from the load is equal to 0. Okay, this is called current I2. Under no load condition, what is the current drawn from the transformer? I2 is equal to 0. Because of that I2 is equal to 0, you know well. So V1 I1 is equal to V2 I2 relation. Right or not? So then if I2 is equal to 0, okay, if I2 is equal to 0, so I1 is also is equal to 0. Okay, current drawn from the primary side is also equal to 0, but so the transformer so is having some winding resistance, and also so the transformer core is excited by some flux. So to E1, okay, some amount of E1 is exactly opposition to the phase E1. Okay, so because of that phase opposition to the E1, phase opposition E1 exactly phase opposition to E1. So to develop E1, so what happened to develop E1? Some amount of magnetizing current is required. So that current and the also winding having some resistance. So that winding and magnetizing current. Because of that, some small amount of current, small amount of current is called I naught is developed in the transformer in the primary side. The I naught is called uh, is a combination of I naught is a combination of wattful component and some magnetizing component that is called IMU. Okay, so I naught is called so, but ideally the current drawn from the transformer I naught is equal to 0. So that's why there is no I naught, only magnetizing current, small amount of magnetizing current. This is called small amount of magnetizing current, very, very small in a transformer core. So okay, to develop the flux in a transformer core is required very, very small amount of primary current, that is called magnetizing current. But actually this transformer under practical condition, so the no load current I naught is not equal to 0. No load current I naught is not equal to 0 under practical condition. So it's small amount of current drawn from the supply. Okay, so that is current is because of IMU wattful component and so wattless component, that is called IMU. So then draw the phasor diagram. Phasor diagram, you know well, the magnetizing flux. So here this is called flux the transformer, and you know well, so this is called supply voltage Vs or V1, supply voltage or V1, you know well V1, this is called V1. So exactly lags the flux by 90 degrees, and also this is called 90 degrees, and this is called so magnetizing current IMU. Okay, this magnetizing current in phase with the magnetizing flux. Okay, the magnetizing current in phase with the magnetizing flux, and also the wattful component. So you know well across the resistor, the wattful component because of the winding resistance, winding resistance of the transformer, winding resistance of transformer. Okay, so that means across the resistor, you know well across the resistor, voltage and currents are in phase. You know well, voltage and currents are both are in phase across the transformer winding. That's why uh, the wattful component in phase with the supply voltage V. Understood? So then what is the current? No load current I naught. What is the no load current? I naught is equal to phasor addition of wattful component and magnetizing component, you know well. Okay, magnetizing component, wattful component and magnetizing current. Am I right or not? So addition of these two, magnetizing wattful component and wattful, this current is called a resultant of these two. Okay, so that is current is called I naught. This current is called I naught, you know well, and this is called E1 and E2, E1 and E2. Okay, so like this. So under no load condition, under no load condition, their current I2 is equal to 0. So that's why this current I2 There is no current I2 here. So only no load current is present in transformer. So, okay, that's current not is represented like this man. So understood? So this is called no load phasor diagram of the transformer. Okay. So for lagging power factor load, phasor diagram of the transformer for lagging load for inductive load. Inductive load. Inductive load. Phasor diagram of the transformer under inductive load. So under inductive load means the transformer secondary side is connected one load that is called RL load. Okay, this is the transformer core. Okay, so this is the transformer core. So this is called the transformer primary winding, and this is called the transformer secondary winding. Okay, so primary side is connected to some voltage. This is voltage. So that is called a V1. Okay, so secondary side is connected load. This is called load. So that is called ZL load. So that is equal to inductive load is nothing but so R plus J index. So there is maybe a combination of resistance and inductance. Okay, so here the secondary current I2 is not equal to 0. The current I2 is not equal to 0 because of load is connected. So because of that, the primary current I1 is developed in the transformer. Okay, understood. So this is called E1, and it is called EMF induced in the secondary winding E2, and this is called number of turns in primary winding N1, the number of turns in secondary winding N2. So like this is the transformer. Okay. So under inductive load, so you know well across the inductor, for example, inductor. So this connected across the inductor is a resistor and inductor. Combination of both. Okay, resistor. This load is nothing but like this. Okay. So across the inductor, you know well. So current lags, voltage leads. Okay, current lags. So your voltage, you know well, 90 degrees. Current lags the voltage by 90 degrees across the inductor. You know well, current, this called current flowing through the inductor, and this called voltage across the inductor, VL. So voltage lags the per pure inductor, but is having some resistance. If some internal resistance, because of that, the angle is decreasing. Okay, so that is because of that is like this. So this called current I. So this called voltage V. So this power factor is called the angle between voltage and current is called. So let us assume pi 1 or pi naught or what. So this angle is called. So because of inductive loads, we are getting like this. No? So for a phasor diagram for this transformer, so phasor diagram. So you know well, same as a so no load phasor diagram. This is called pi, and this is called I mu, magnetism current. You know well. Okay, so this is called V1. This is called V1. You know well, supply voltage V1. So same exactly 90 degrees. Okay, and this is called E1. You know well, E1, E2. These both are E1 and E2. Okay, understood. So then this is called magnetizing current I mu, and you know well watt full component of current IW. Okay, phasor addition of these two is called resultant of this called no load current, Murray Turner addition of this two. So okay, so magnetizing current and this current is called I naught. Okay, and you know well so for a lagging power factor load, inductive loads, the current voltage leads. So we are in this direction. Okay, direction of this vector is like this manner. So at that case, voltage leads the current by some angle. So for a lagging power factor, so that's because of that. This is called current I2. This current I2. this current I2 slags the, so E2 by, so E1, E2, no? E1 or E2, both are connected in same transformer code. So lags the, that means voltage leads, current lags. Okay, I2. So when you are going like this manner, so and this direction, okay, the voltage leads secondary voltage. Okay, so this is also called as a V2. So okay, all secondary side voltage V2. Okay, so voltage leads and current lags. That's why. So this is the current. You know well, according to the transformer relation, I1 is proportional to the I2, but in opposite side. Okay, this current direction in this direction, source to this current direction from source to transformer winding. This current direction transformer winding to load. Okay, this is not entering into the current. Current leaving from the transformer winding. Here current entering into the transformer like that. That's why the current I1 and I2 are opposite direction, but same magnitude. So that's why we will get so like this exactly opposite, but same length. So this is the, so this is called I1. Okay, this is called I1. So because so I1 is proportional to I2, but so opposite direction minus I2. So because of this current entering into the winding, the I1 is current entering into the transformer winding, I2 is current leaving from the transformer winding. That's why. So we'll get so like this phasor diagram, and the resultant of no load current I0 and this current I1 is called actual primary current. The resultant of these two is called actual primary current. So that is called the resultant of these two is called actual primary current. That is called I1 dash. So like this. This is the phasor diagram of the transformer under inductive load. Okay. So for ideal conditions, you will get like this, the phasor diagram of the transformer. Okay. So there is no load current. I0 is almost 0. Okay. And this is the phasor diagram. So we under no load phasor diagram. So under no load condition, the current drawn from the supply is equal to 0. I2 is equal to 0. So there is only current I0. Okay. This is called ideal transformer. This is called practical transformer, but under no load condition. Okay. So because of that uh, transformer winding resistance and core winding, transformer winding resistance, so that some wattful component, and because of flux, so because of induced EMF, counter EMF, the small amount of magnetizing current is developed. That is called I mu. So because of that, two currents are, because of these two currents, that current is called I0. The I0 is called resultant of these two. So magnetizing current is in phase with the magnetic flux, and wattful component is in phase with the voltage. So this wattful component across the transformer winding. So that's why it's in phase. So resultant of these two is called I0. For inductive load, so that is maybe R and L loads connected to the here. Okay, if pure inductive load, so we will get 90 degrees. Okay, for pure inductive load, exactly 90 degrees. But so practically, some having some resistance, no? That's why the same angle between these two. Okay, it may be pi 2. Okay, this is called pi 2, same pi 2. Here also secondary side, so load power factor pi 2. So lagging because of the current voltage leads here. So when you are looking this direction, the voltage leads and current lags. That's why the pi 2. Okay, draw the phasor diagram for a resistive load, unity power factor. Try to consider here. So here under no load condition, what is the power factor angle? This is called a power factor angle. This is called pi naught. Okay, pi naught. No load power factor angle. Angle between voltage and current is called power factor angle. Then power factor is equal to cos pi naught. This is called no load power factor of the transformer. Okay, this is called pi naught, angle between V1 and F. Similarly here, angle between these two here also. So the angle between V1 and I1 is called I1 dash, actual primary. So this is called power factor is equal to cos pi 1 Yes. So this is the phasor diagram of somewhere under inductive load. For a resistive load, that is called unity power factor load. For resistive loads, how the phasor diagram changes. Same phase, the same load. So I'm connected here, only resistance. Okay. So how the phasor diagram changes means let me consider here. So this is called phi. This is you know well. This is called V1. It changes, no changes in this. This is called magnetizing current. No load phasor diagram is always constant for meter. So what full component this is, and the resultant of this two. Okay, and this is resultant of this two is called so I naught. So this is called secondary EMF, induced EMF E1 or E2. Both are in phase according to the winding step up and step down. The E1, E2 are magnitudes are changes. Okay, so this color. So for resistive load, so angle between voltage and current that is called pi 2 is equal to 0. You know well, pi is equal to angle between voltage and current. Okay, voltage and current, angle between voltage and current I2 pi 2 is equal to 0. So the angle between this E2 and V2 I2 is that is called 0. That means I2 and E2 are both are in phase. Okay, this current and voltage both are in phase. So enable, so I1 is proportional to I2, but opposite sign. So that's why same amount of current. So opposite side, that is called I1. Because the resistor voltage and currents are both are in phase. So I2 a same amount of current I1, opposite, exactly opposite. Here I2, here I1, but opposite side. So the resultant of current I1 and I0 is called no load current. Is called actual primary current. Okay, the resultant of these two. Understood? So addition of these two is called I1 dash. This is called actual primary current. This is called power factor, primary side power factor. Okay. Okay. So for example, cos I1 dash otherwise. So this is called power factor. So try to consider here. For resistive load also, this transformer operating power factor is lagging. Okay. So lagging power factor. For resistive load also, transformer is connected to the resistive load. This power factor is lagging also. Okay. So here also the transformer power factor under. So lagging power factor. Okay, under no load condition also, the power factor is lagging. Okay, the power angle between yeah, so maybe so angle between 70 to 80 degrees. So this pi naught is maybe range in the range of 70 to 80 degrees. Okay, the power factor must be so 0.2 or 0.3. Okay, lagging power factor. Transformer power factor is lagging, so in the range of 0.2 to 0.3 less. So power factor is very less under no load condition of the transformer. Okay. For resistive load, the power factor angle goes slightly increases. So 0.6, 0.8 to 0.9 maybe. Okay. For inductive load, so maybe in the range of for inductive load, the cos pi power factor in the range of so 0.7 to 0.8. So 0.8 or maybe 0.9, sometimes 0.9 also. Okay. Sometimes 0.9 so lagging. For resistive load, the power factor is somewhat better. The angle is very less. Okay, the angle is somewhat less. So for resistive load, so the power factor may be so very the angle is less. This power factor. So maybe So 0.8 to 0.9. Okay, general case. Most cases are for so like. So like this, there is the phasor diagram of the transformer. Okay, it's clear. That's it.